My name is Loans by Natasha. Welcome to Mortgage Moves, because we are going to be making some mortgage moves in 2025. So trying something different tonight. We're doing on a Wednesday, but every Monday at 6 p.m. starting next week, we are going to do Mortgage Moves Monday. And what we're going to do is bring you the information, the education, the programs. I did a few surveys, and what I was told is that you guys want more information. So we are going to give it all to you. If you haven't looked into the market, if you're not working with a realtor or a realtist at the moment, there are properties hitting the market. People are making purchases. And if you are renting today, 100% of what you pay goes to the landlord and 0% of what you pay goes to you. So of course, we have circumstances where we have to rent because there's just certain things going on in our specific lives. But for everyone who is renting, the first thing you should do is take one first step, and that is look at your credit profile, look at the programs that are available to you, because home ownership may be more attainable to you than what you think it is. I am Loans by Natasha. You can reach me on Facebook as Natasha Robinson, on Instagram as Loans by Natasha. You can check out my YouTube channel. We have been talking about this topic of the Smart Buy loan. I did one on Monday for my real estate agents. And today I am doing this in the version of a home buyer, right? Because I want to talk to you as a home buyer so that way you can understand what you qualify for. As you can see on the screen, that is my QR code. You can scan, of course, to apply for a loan, but there is also a survey there where you can do a one-on-one consultation for myself, or even refer somebody that you think just needs an extra push to make a call. They may be ready, but just need someone in the professional field to give them a call to help them get ready. And we can do that as well with my QR code there. I'm gonna go into my first slide, and I have a new program. It is by IDA. And on the IDA loan, IDA has multiple programs. IDA has a $6,000 grant. IDA has a $7,500 grant. They have a $10,000 grant, and they have the Smart Buy grant, which is basically 2 grants. And I'm going to tell you about those 2 grants. And the reason why we ended 2024 with this grant and we are bringing in 2025 with this grant, because this grant is going to run out. As a matter of fact, this grant was here once upon a time before, and they had a deadline for it. And I had a lot of clients trying to get into this grant. And because they ran out of funds, they ended the deadline prior to the deadline. So I always tell my clients, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So this is your opportunity to know what is here, what is going on, because grants come and go. And this is one that comes years apart, not months apart. So in this grant, once again, it's called the IDA grant. It's called the Smart Buy. The grant consists of 2 specific payouts to the buyer. There is one component, which you see on the screen, and that is a $40,000 grant. The $40,000 will pay off your student loans. Now, this is great news for some, and it's not so great news for others. Why? Because with the $40,000, they want all of your student loans to be paid off. So let me break this down for you. If you have $35,000 in student loans, with this grant, if you qualify, I am going to pay off all $35,000. If you have $40,000, I am going to pay off $40,000. If you have $50,000, I'm going to pay off $40,000 in your student loans. And then in addition to the $40,000, you out of your own pocket would have to come with the $10,000. So for my clients that have $200,000 in student loans, this grant is not as attractive unless you have another way to bridge the gap and pay the difference. At closing, 100% of the student loans have to be paid in full. The exception to the rule, and it works both ways, is if you have Parent Plus loans, this grant does not pay off Parent Plus loans. So if you have $60,000 in student loans and $20,000 are Parent Plus, we are not going to make the parent pay off the $20,000, and we will pay off your $40,000, right? And I'm gonna go back a little bit because they say I talk fast. So if you have $60,000 in student loans and $40,000 are your grant, are your student loans, $20,000 are Parent Plus, I am okay with that scenario. I'm gonna pay off the $40,000, I'm not going to make you pay off the $20,000 and you're going to remain with the $20,000. Okay. Now I'm going to give you another example. If for some reason you have $40,000 in student loans and $20,000 are yours and $20,000 are Parent Plus loans. In this particular scenario, I am only going to pay off the $20,000 of your loans. So this works in a negative and a positive way. The grant does not pay off Parent Plus loans, nor does it make you pay off Parent Plus loans in the process, but we will pay up to $40,000 in student loans for you if you qualify, as long as every student loan that's on your credit that is not a Parent Plus loan is paid off at the time of closing. And if you guys have any questions, I know this is a live as well as a Zoom. You can put it in a chat, and if for any reason we don't see your questions, I will respond to them within whichever group you are. Thank goodness for technology. We are streamed here a few different ways. So definitely want to make sure we answer all your questions. And once again, this is from an accredited institution or a trade school. And guys, this is an amazing situation because we are literally eliminating $40,000 in student loans. And on an FHA loan, $40,000 in student loans at the very worst case scenario is a $200 payment if you're not on any special monthly programs. So $200 would qualify you for a good $18,000 to $25,000 in more buying power. So because of this program, you have only qualified for $250,000. And now that we're going to pay off your student loans, now you may qualify for $275 because I don't have to count your minimum monthly payment for those student loans, as well as I'm going to help you pay them off. So paying them off, helping you qualify for more. What a great way to start it in What a great way to get started in home ownership and still have the ability to pay off your student loans. And the second part of this is the $5,000 grant. So in addition to the 40,000 student loans, I am going to also give you $5,000 towards your down payment. Now this $5,000 is not a grant. And I like to tell clients that because I'm always honest. And sometimes you got to look at down payment assistance and make sure it's really assisting you in a positive way and not causing a hardship, because all grants are not the best for the buyer depending on the buyer situation. So in this particular situation, Smart Buy will give you $5,000 towards your down payment and the $40,000. The $5,000 will eventually have to be paid off when you sell that particular property. But guess what? It allows you to get into the property today and get a chance to stop paying rent, right, to your landlord, which allows you to not write off anything really on your tax returns, to not own anything, and to not have one day the opportunity to pay your house off free and clear. So keep in mind that that $5,000 is going to assist you towards that down payment. So we're going to back it up just 1 second here, right? So we're talking about giving you $40,000 to pay off your student loans. We're talking about giving you $5,000 more for your down payment. And in addition to that, IDA recently announced a couple of weeks ago that they're going to do this for FHA buyer and they're going to do this for a conventional buyer. What does that mean? What that means is that the seller can also, on that FHA loan, assist you with 6% of the purchase price towards your closing costs. So let me break that down in numbers for you. You're purchasing a house for $200,000, give or take, right? If 3.5% down, your down payment will be $7,000. So that's you coming in the door, $7,000 down payment. The IDA grant will cover $5,000 of that, plus pay off $40,000 of your student loans. Then if you have closing costs, the agent can negotiate that the seller pays 6% of your closing costs to help you get into that property with very little money down. Now, IDA does require that you make 1% contribution to the transaction, right? 1%. So if your purchase price is $200,000, as we mentioned, you would have to have $2,000 of your own money invested into this transaction. However, 1% is including any earnest money you write, any application fee you pay, the appraisal. We are counting everything you contribute into the transaction to count towards that $2,000. in most case scenarios, except for your home inspection. And once again, I can't see all the questions. So if we see some questions come up, my team will let me know. And if you guys are live and you have some questions that you put into the Facebook or Instagram, we will definitely get answers to those questions to you right away. But $40,000, $5,000 in down payment assistance. That is absolutely amazing.
Natasha, from Pamela, she just wants to know, what are all of the qualifications? She wants to make sure she has all that.
I thought you never asked. So with that being said, qualifications for IDA grant, little more heftier than regular FHA, right? 640 credit score. To qualify for a mortgage, you only need a 580. But when we talk about qualifying for a mortgage, we're also talking about being a homeowner. We're talking about you having to cover your own furnace if it breaks down. We're talking about if something happens, you happen to come out of your own pocket to fix it. So with that being said, you want to always try to aim for that 680, 700 credit score. 580 will get you into the door for a house, but you'll have some restrictions. But 640 is what you need for the IDA grant. And then if you have a 680, it just opens up more buying power for you. You have to have at least $1,000 in student loans. And guys, these are the main requirements to qualify for the IDA. And you have to fall within the purchase limits. And once you move into that property, because you must move into that property within 60 days of closings. So I get a lot of calls. Do I really have to live there? How often do I have to live there? You have to live there 51% of the time that you live anywhere. And then you also have to move into that property within 60 days of closing. So this is something that has to happen to comply with your occupancy. Now, what I love about this program is the loan limits and the purchase price limits. So unlike other down payment assistance programs, and guys, just so you know, I am a loan expert. I've been doing this for about 20 years. For those of you who have not met me, I am Natasha Robinson. I am your loan officer. I'm licensed in about 21 states, and we have so many different programs. This is the IDA program. We're going to be tuning in every Monday, right, for Mortgage Mondays, and we are going to be going over different programs that are available to you. So with that being said, we do offer the Chenoa grant. We do offer the CHAC grant. We do offer the Home Ready First grant. We do renovation loans. When I say 203K, we say all day, but we have so many different programs and products. Today, we're just talking to you about the IDA Smart Buy. But guys, check these loan limits out. You can go to $610,000. $610,139 on a one unit and get $40,000 of your student loans paid and get $5,000 towards your purchase, right, for down payment. In addition, you can make $134,000. So sometimes people look down upon grants. Grants are just used as a segue to get you to your next level. They are allowing you to earn $134,000. And I'm going to tell you guys, they're offering this because there is a gap in how many people that make $134,000 a year and how many people that actually buy a house. And I always get a little emotional and passionate because I am a community lender. But in a little while, guys, we are not even going to be able to live in the hoods that we were born and raised in, because people are buying up all the properties. So if you want to guarantee your seat, if you want to guarantee that you're going to continue to live in your neighborhood, you have to own, because after a while, you can get that letter from your landlord and your landlord can decide that they don't want to rent to you anymore. And then you have to start all over in a different neighborhood. And in 2025, your credit score for an apartment is higher. The requirement is higher than purchasing a home. So I really, really, really want you guys to take this serious this year and make it a priority to own a home, because we don't have any options or any choices anymore. And we can be running out of time if we don't take it a little more serious. But IDA is extending the higher loan limits for you. So that way you can make $134,000. You can purchase a home for $610,000. You could purchase a 2-unit property for $754,000 and still get down payment assistance. And just so you guys know, the IDA is only for 1 and a 2-unit, but I do have multiple programs for you. So if this doesn't qualify for what you want to do, you can always DM me or reach out or fill out the inquiry form, and I can go over what you would actually qualify for in this particular situation for where you stand today. And with that being said, I know I said this several times. We were doing kind of a short presentation to get the year started. Emeka, do we have any more questions in the queue?
Yes, we have one question. They'd like to know if you are licensed in Texas.
I am. So I'm definitely licensed in Texas. I'm licensed in Florida, New York, New Jersey, Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, Tennessee, Connecticut for some reason. But pretty much I'm licensed California. Wherever my clients end up pretty much moving to is where I'm licensed. So a lot of my clients start in Chicago and then they end up moving to Texas or Atlanta, Georgia. I'm licensed there too. But pretty much everywhere we go, I'm licensed. So definitely check me out. I know for sure the only places that I know that people ask that I'm licensed and I'm not is Alabama and Mississippi are two that I am not. But all of our main cities, heavy city life cities, I'm pretty much licensed in those states. And as my flyer mentions, I offer FHA, VA conventional. VA, we waive our funding fee. You do not have to put any money down on a VA. And if you are 80% or more disabled, you don't even have to pay property taxes in Cook County. And we do offer VA renovation loans. I offer FHA 203K. I'm now offering hard money loans. So we pretty much have it all for you. Physician loans. So reach out to me if you have any questions. I really appreciate you guys for joining today. It's 2025 and we're going to bring to you every Monday at 6 p.m. some Mortgage Move Monday, so that way you can get information to help you towards your own purchase. And if you know anybody looking to purchase and you need to give them a little nudge or a push, invite them to our call so we can help motivate them as well. You have a great night.
Tasha, before we go, Damia had one question here in the chat on our Zoom. She wants to know, how do we know when is the best time to get started specifically with our situation?
That is a great question. So you said Damia?
Yes.
Hey, Damia. So Damia wants to know when is the best time to get started. And the best time to get started is when you kind of know, like if you have a minimum of 580 credit score, and you've been on your job for 2 years, right? I would say you've saved about $1,500 to $2,000. That's a good sense that you may be ready. If you want down payment assistance, you want to have that 640. And our application has really changed. So, now that everything is getting so different and everybody's cutting back, before our company would just pull your credit when you applied. So now when you complete the application, it's a soft pull. So you would scan that QR code and you would do an application, and then I would call you back seeing your profile. And if you don't qualify, I will give you a one-on-one consultation of how to get buyer ready. And if you do, you probably have your pre-approval by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Any more questions, Amir? Look, I can see your face.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know if I could talk or not. I am, like, everything that you said, I feel like I'm in the right track for it. I don't know why I'm not moving in the process. I went with this loan officer named Sam. He worked for Rate, and I know I was looking for a 3-unit though. So I got $8,000 saved up. My credit score is 750. I've been on my job for over 2 years, and yeah.
So what are you waiting for? That's what they're gonna say.
He's basically saying that I need to save up some more money. So I was like, okay, I only have $8,000 saved up cash. I don't know. Like, he was saying I need to save some more money, but then you said,
what do you said you had a 750?
Credit score.
So you're probably gonna qualify for our Home Ready First program, and we'll give you $8,000. And most likely it's gonna depend on the address where you live. So we'll give you 1% of the purchase price and then $5,000. So if you purchase something for $300,000 or more, you'll get the full $8,000. And then, did you have a real estate agent?
I do. Her name is Stacy Gilmore.
Okay, I think I know Stacy. So you would basically ask Stacy to negotiate the seller to pay your closing costs. The only thing what Sam is probably talking, and I know Sam, but the only thing what he's probably talking about is reserve. So if you want to buy something with 3.5% down, and you want to do a 3-unit, FHA
I wouldn't mind doing a 2-unit, or I wouldn't mind doing a 2-unit.
Okay. So do you have any 401k?
No, I'm a
Okay.
hairstylist, so I only make money doing hair.
Got it. And then he did your income, like you're claiming enough income to,
Yep,
okay.
he did everything. He just said, I don't want to get you in a situation where you only have enough just to make it in the door. You don't, say for instance, something happened in the building and you don't have no money saved up, is what he said.
Right. No, that's good advice. And that's why I was saying, like, when people want to come in at the 580, they can't go get a credit card or something to kind of save the day if they have an emergency situation. But I can look into your profile. The only thing with conventional and the $8,000 grant is they want you to have 6-month reserves. Reserves are mortgage payments. So if your mortgage is $3,000, they want you to have about $24,000 saved. But they do allow you to get it in the form of a gift in some situations, depending on our findings. So if you'd like, I could do a one-on-one with you offline.
Please, I would appreciate it.
Yep. And then if you want to drop your email in the chat, and then that way my assistant will, reach out and we'll schedule a time where we can meet offline, and then I can go over your options. But that's good advice. You definitely don't want to be what we call house poor, where you are in the house, but you can't afford furniture and you can't afford for anything to go wrong. But we want to try to figure out how we can strategize to make sure that you're financially stable, but you're not delayed, because every year can cost you 20 to 40,000 more on the purchase price the following year. So we can see if there's ways and grants or some things we can do to help you maneuver where you can still have some seed money left over for another day and get into the property.
Okay. Thank you so much, Natasha. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
Okay.
Did you have any more questions?
No, that was it. I sent my email in the chat, and then hopefully whenever you get time, I could talk to you about, you looking into the profile that he already, created for me or something.
Yep, they don't let us look into the profile, but we have ways to be able to look at it, so that way we can see where you qualify for, what you qualify for, and get you on track. But I just want to say congratulations, because you're here tonight and somebody told you no, but you still came back. You got great credit, you saved your money, and you're an entrepreneur. So your success story will help someone else along the way. And you may have had a little bit of turbulence, but when you get there, it'll just make it, a great landing, and it'll give you the opportunity to help a few more people that may be in your situation.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Natasha.
No worries at all. Thank you. Got it. Well, it looks like she might be closer than she thinks, but I think that information was great, and you definitely want to make sure that you think it through, you have enough savings, and you can afford your 30-year mortgage. And remember, guys, the home that you buy today does not have to be your forever home, right? You can get into a property and then you can build and grow with the property. You do not have to buy your dream home on your first purchase. You can baby step it, and you can get in situations so you can build wealth through home ownership, and we can teach you how to do that with one-on-one consultations. So I am your loan officer. I am Natasha Robinson, Loans by Natasha. It is my pleasure to bring to you Mortgage Monday, so that way we can give you all the information that you need to be dangerous so you can purchase your next home. Tune in next Monday at 6 p.m. See you soon.